Welcome back to Wheel Reverend. The Kawasaki Z900 has always been one of those bikes that sits right at the intersection of raw aggression and everyday usability. For 2026, Kawasaki hasn't just given it a light refresh. They've taken what riders love about the Z900A, its Sugomi styling, its visceral inline-four punch, and its approachable pricea, and layered on technology and refinement that firmly plant it at the top of the middleweight Supernaked class. If you're watching this, you're probably someone who cares about bikes not just for how they look parked up on a street corner, but for how they feel when you flick them into a bend, when you ring them out down a straight, or when you're just cruising at a steady pace and want comfort, confidence, and connection. So let's break down exactly what makes the 2026 Z900 a machine worth talking about, and maybe, just maybe, worth riding home. First, the engine. The soul of the Z900 has always been the 948cc inline-four. It's not a new displacement, and that's actually a good thing. Kawasaki knows when they've got it right. And the Z900's power plant has been consistently praised for balancing tractable mid-range torque with screaming top-end performance. For 2026, the numbers come in at about 124 horsepower at 9,500 revolutions per minute and just shy of 100 Nm of torque around 7,700 revolutions per minute. That's not just paper bragging rights, it translates into a riding experience where the bike feels alive in almost every situation. Cruising through town, you're not having to constantly downshift to get meaningful drive. Twist the throttle and it surges forward without hesitation. Out on twisty back roads, you can keep it in the meat of the power band and feel it push harder and harder towards redline, rewarding you with that signature Kawasaki growl. The gearbox is a 6-speeder, smooth and precise, and Kawasaki includes their assist and slipper clutch. For riders who might be newer to the big bike world, that clutch makes life easier, lighter at the lever and more forgiving on aggressive downshifts. But for those of us who live for aggressive riding, the real star here is the quickshifter. Kawasaki has finally given the Z900 the seamless clutchless subshifts, and on the SE version, you even get clutchless downshifts. That makes spirited riding much more engaging because you're never breaking flow. When you're leaning into a curve and want another gear, it's just a tap of the foot and the bike does the rest. Now let's talk chassis. At around 213 kilograms fully fueled for the standard model, and a kilo more for the SE, the Z900 manages to stay manageable and flickable, even though it's a big displacement naked. That's thanks to its high-tensile steel trellis frame, a design that emphasizes rigidity without piling on too much weight. Suspension up front is a 41mm upside-down fork, adjustable for rebound damping and preload, giving you the ability to fine-tune it to your weight and style. Out back, the horizontal backlink shock does the same, but step up to the SE, and this is where Kawasaki flex ESA and Öhlins S46 shock at the rear, delivering more control, more confidence, and that little extra prestige factor. Riders who've spent time with Öhlins gear know how transformative it can be. It's not just marketing, it really does change the character of the bike, especially over rougher surfaces where the suspension needs to soak up bumps while keeping the chassis planted. Braking is another area where Kawasaki has sharpened the Z's claws. Standard models bring strong dual discs up front with radial mount calipers, but the SE version upgrades to Brembo M4.32 calipers, steel braided lines, and high-spec master cylinders. Translation: better feel at the lever, stronger bite, and more confidence when you're charging into a corner hut. Combine that with cornering ABS, which now uses an IMU to track the bike's lean angle and adjust braking pressure accordingly, and you've got not just performance but safety too. This is one of those features you hope you never need, but when you do, it could be the difference between keeping it rubber side down and sliding into a guardrail. And that brings us to electronics, which is where the 2026 Z900 makes its biggest leap forward. Kawasaki's engineers didn't just bolt on a new display and call it today. They've integrated an advanced electronics suite that transforms the riding experience. You get traction control with 3 selectable modes plus the option to turn it off completely. You've got multiple power modes, letting you dial back the output for wet conditions or unleash full fury when the road is clear. The cornering management function ties braking, engine output, and chassis dynamics together, smoothing transitions through bends. And yes, cruise control is now part of the package, making highway runs significantly more comfortable. All of that tech is visible through a gorgeous 5-inch full-color TFT display. It's crisp, it's modern, and it offers not only the essentials of speed, revs, fuel but lean angle readouts, gear indicators, and full smartphone connectivity through Kawasaki's Radiology app. That means you can get turn-by-turn navigation right on the dash, check ride logs, and even access voice command features through your helmet headset. This isn't just Kawasaki catching up to competitors, it's Kawasaki putting their own spin on the connected bike future. Styling remains true to the Z family's Sugomi philosophy. If you're not familiar with that term, it translates loosely to the intense aura of a predator. You see it in the crouched, forward-leaning stance, the way the bodywork seems to coil over the frame like a beast ready to pounce. The headlight is a distinctive triple eye LED setup, mean and modern. Out back, the tail light is LED as well, with a Z-shaped signature that glows unmistakably at night. The 2026 version adds premium finishing touches and machined accents with engraved Z logos, brushed aluminum surfaces that catch the light, and a sport seat designed for both aesthetics and ergonomics. Slim at the front for easy standover, wider at the back for long ride comfort, with padding tuned for both everyday commuting and spirited weekend blasts. Tires are Dunlop Sport Max Q5S, a choice that gives solid grip and predictable feedback across different conditions. They're sporty enough for aggressive riding yet durable enough for regular road use, which is exactly what a bike in this category needs. Kawasaki clearly wanted this machine to serve riders who use it as a daily workhorse but also want the thrill of something sharper when the time comes. Price is another part of the equation, and it's here that Kawasaki often surprises people. For everything it offers, the Z900 undercuts a lot of the competition. The 2026 standard model comes in around $10,200 US, while the SE pushes closer to $11,400. In Europe, the SE is expected to land around €12,000 for a bike with Öhlins, Brembos, advanced electronics, and a proven inline-four engine. That's a very strong value proposition. Kawasaki has built its reputation not only on performance but on delivering that performance at a price that doesn't feel unattainable. The Z900 continues that tradition. What's the unique selling point here? It's the balance. You're not buying a stripped-out track machine that's miserable on a commute. You're not buying a watered-down commuter that fizzles out when the road gets exciting. You're getting a bike that's powerful enough to thrill experienced riders, accessible enough for someone stepping up from a smaller naked, and now, refined enough in tech and comfort that it feels current and competitive in 2026. Few bikes thread that needle as well as this one. Imagine rolling the throttle open in second gear, feeling the surge as that inline-four wails to the red line, quickshifter snicking into third, the wind rushing past, the bike leaning effortlessly into the next curve. Then later that same day, picture yourself on the highway, TFT dash glowing, cruise control holding steady, your right wrist finally getting a break while the Öhlins suspension glides over imperfections. That's the duality the 2026 Kawasaki Z900 offers. It's both the beast and the everyday companion. As a rider, what excites me most about this bike is that Kawasaki has stayed true to its core identity while embracing the future. They didn't dilute the Z's aggression, they amplified it with technology. They didn't chase higher horsepower numbers for the sake of headlines, they tuned what was already there to be more usable. They didn't try to make it something it's not. Instead, they took the raw, mechanical joy of the Z900 and wrapped it in tools that make riders safer, more comfortable, and more connected. The 2026 Kawasaki Z900 is not just another update, it's a statement that the Supernaked middleweight class is still one of the most exciting places in motorcycling, and Kawasaki intends to lead it. For new riders moving up, it's approachable. For veterans, it's thrilling. For everyone in between, it's one of the best value propositions in motorcycling right now. Sugomi has never looked sharper, never felt smarter, and never been more accessible, and that's why the 2026 Z900 deserves the spotlight. On wheel reverend.